The question is, how would you feel if you went on a date with a woman and, she's independent? Sorry. You went on a date with a woman and she's independent. She takes care of herself. However, she would prefer to be a housewife. And she expresses that. How would you feel?
Oh, you go first, Andy. You the guest.
I mean, I'm from a generation where it was kind of like, if you a dude and you're on your game, in a way, that's what you expect. Like, you're almost a little bit, and I'm from a different time, but you're almost a little bit like, your woman has to work, like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, if I'm somewhere, I'm on a plane or at a Cracker Barrel or any restaurant, and I see a really fine woman working, I'm like, wow, sweetheart, don't nobody love you? Like, that's just a part of what it is for me. It's kind of like,
I think that's a Caribbean culture, too.
I feel like if you want, I would be embarrassed, like, it would shame me to my shoes. Yeah. And it would make me be like, yo, I don't want gravity pulling on you. Like, I'd rather you just, that's me though. That's the generation we came from. I think the younger generation is like, the guys kind of want everything. We kind of didn't. We were like, if you're gonna be home, then that's good. But I have a different expectation of you. So that means I gotta do what I gotta do. Mm-hmm. I think the younger guys have been raised a bit more with the idea of, well, women are gonna have money and they're gonna make money and they're gonna bring stuff to the table and they're gonna have power too. And now they're looking for the dual incomes, et cetera, et cetera. Well, so some of that has changed just as a result of the expectation of the generations. But I think
the economy,
that too. That's another
too
thing
hard
to think about as well.
No doubt about it.
Sources of income.
He's gonna have to be above and beyond someone from your time. No disrespect.
No doubt. But what I'm saying is that I had to think about that too. So then I had to think about what I made. I also had to think about my investments. I had to think about what kind of car I was going to drive. I had to think about how I was going to save. I had to think about having real estate. I knew I couldn't do it just on my own. So I had to figure out, okay, how are all the ways that I'm going to do this? Because that was the standard that was set for me as a man in a sense. Now, no shade for people that are working together as a partnership. But if, I think that it is a gauntlet that's laid down, and you're more from that. What's your perspective on it? I'm curious about
I agree with yours.
Oh, okay.
I'm 35, man. So my woman doesn't pay for anything at all. I'm the man of the house. I take care of the bills. She doesn't have to work. So if a woman came to me and said, hey, I want to be at home and, stay at home mom, great. That's good. You weren't influenced by feminism, independent boss babe, perfect. So it just works better that way. Gender roles is a thing, and women need to know their role, and men need to know their role too. A nuclear family is the backbone of this country. That's the facts. The nuclear family built the country, along with, hundreds of years ago with the slaves and stuff like that too. But the nuclear family pushed it forward, and this was before the 60s. So a man that's out there working and allowing, you got to think about it. If you're having kids, well, why would the woman work and the man work and you allow someone else to instill behaviors and traits into your own kids at a young age? That's nonsense.
That's why I asked.
You should have the woman stay at home. Now, if the man is capable enough, he should take on that role because that is his role to protect them and to provide. If he isn't there yet, of course you can negotiate something where it's like, okay, you do this here. I think the man should still lead it. And once I get this business going on here, or I get this job or this raises income, then you're going to be back home. Like you said, the economy sucks right now. Inflation is happening. Every man out there isn't going to be financially stable like myself and Andy. You may have to take a dude that maybe is going 50-50 with you. Mm-hmm. But if you can attract a man, it's all about what you can attract because you're all women and you advertise yourself and men approach. So if you have the ability to attract a more higher tier man, and of course, tiers comes with morality, tiers comes with finances, tiers come with, physique and a lot of things. But if we're talking about finances, if you can attract a man that is financially stable, then go ahead and take that. But the thing is, it's women that I don't see these men. They're out there.
No, they are.
The little young girl is attracting them. The girl that came from the two-family household and wasn't, traumatized by her ex-boyfriend. Well, she's attracting those men because she's more pure. She's more innocent. She has some innocence about her, and she's more capable of following a man's lead. So a man that built something and has something to his name, he wants someone to follow his lead, not someone to be in competition with. Usually men that are bringing value to the world, well, we want peace. So we want a woman to follow our lead and get on our program, not the other way around.
But what if the woman wants to build with you?
Totally fine. If the woman, is not a dictatorship.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's you compromise.
Yeah.
You speak about things, but the man is still the leader. So I would say that working for a woman should be optional if the man is capable of providing that financial stability. If he isn't incapable of it, then it's like, all right, she got no choice but to work. As far as the woman having hobbies and things that she wants to do, if the man is providing that much comfortability for her, idle hands, Pastor, does the devil's work. So I think women shouldn't even just be not doing anything. They need to be doing something.
Well,
if you're not bearing children and taking care of children and teaching our children good things and instilling good things in them, well, then what else you going to be doing? Sitting at home, watching Hollywood Housewives, texting another dude, scrolling on Instagram, replying to some DMs? Idle hands does the devil's work. So that woman, if she's not bearing your kids or taking for kids at home, she needs to be doing something. And that man needs to know this and give her some hobbies. Do this or help out with the business. I got this going on. Assist.
Teamwork.
I was gonna say that.
The teamwork makes the dream work. So if you got a team and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not just because when
I said that last time.
Right. Because when you're working for other
wife,
people.
But you guys
wife is
not
a
agree.
help me.
That's right.
That's like our role. So like even when I date a guy, I feel like if you don't, I know it sounds weird, but I feel like if you don't tell me what position you need me to play, then I feel like I'm fucking useless. Oh, can I cuss? It's past 10 minutes. Right?
Oh yeah, it's been past 10 minutes.
First cuss word. I feel like I'm useless, because I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Hello.
And that's what I was saying downstairs. Like I've been in relationships to where I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was doing the traditional things that a woman is supposed to do. But now
You chose the wrong man.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest issue, that I was doing these things for the wrong men.
Yep.
For the wrong men.
But I also I know high value men too who are like, no, they don't have any problem with their woman working. They just don't want to be in competition with that. That's the thing. So it's kind of like, if I don't need your money, but you're doing something that's for real and that I believe in, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But I just don't want to be in competition with it. I don't want to be last behind it. And I think that right now there's an expectation.
The woman needs to put the man first.
There's an
The
expectation.
man puts the career first.
I want
if it
alpha.
goes the
I've
other way
always said that.
around,
Yeah.
it's all going.
I want that alpha
But there's almost
type
a pressure.
of male. Yeah,
there's almost
always.
a pressure now
Yeah.
for guys to be okay with that. Like they're supposed to be second or third behind your career or whatever.
Get out.
And I think the alpha dudes aren't down with that. But there are dudes who are completely, totally secure in what they are doing and who they are. They don't have no problems with your career as long as it doesn't come nigh them. As long as it doesn't affect them from getting the things that they feel like they need.
Yeah.
So
Merch plug. Hey man, click the link in the description. We got the merch just dropped, man. You got to see the No Fugazee shirt. You got the logo right there. You see the God over man, man over woman, woman over children. That is the order of life. So yeah, the man, he puts his career first, because by putting his career first, the woman and the family receives the benefit of it. When the woman puts her career first over the man, well, she should be taking care of them kids, and she should be putting her man first. So it's the order is all off balance.
Here's a question for you. And I was actually asked this before. How would you feel if the woman, like, if she was the breadwinner, like, would you be okay? Would you be okay with the woman being like the breadwinner and you just being like the stay-at-home husband?
I mean, me, myself, and I personally, I wouldn't even that ordeal wouldn't work. I'm so assertive and so ambitious that if I met, so let's say if I met a woman that was out there working and doing things, like, you got to think about it. All human beings, besides if you're on OnlyFans, besides if you're selling your sexuality and making fast money, you need some type of scale that then builds character. So normally, to make $100,000 a year, only 20% of the population make that. Why do you think that is? Is because it's hard to do. You have to be assertive. You have to be in competition. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable because you're in competition with other people and you're trying to outcompete them. Maybe it's for a law firm. Maybe it's for even going through school to get your bachelor's degree, to become a nurse, and things like that. You're competing with other individuals, and the people that outcompete people is only 20% of the population. The average salary is between $40,000 to $50,000 a year. So I'm saying that when a woman is making a whole lot of money, let's say she's making $500,000 a year, the honest way, I know that she had to build up some type of characteristics within herself. And I'm saying that I wouldn't even be attracted to those women anyway. That's just the facts of it. If she's not selling her sexuality and getting it the fast way, or if she's not like an actress and got it some type of way where it's not sexuality anyway. So when we look at it, it's like, well, the type of man I am, and if we're both doing honest work, it's going to be a higher probability that I'm going to be making more than a woman anyway. So
you just think that it's just more masculine if a woman's making more money?
No, it's not the. It's how you make it. So in order to make money, you need to build character. Like to get I got my first $100,000 in the bank, not just making it, but in the bank. When I first seen the 100,000 out, the 6 figures in the bank account, it took a lot of. I was in sales industry, so think about it. Most industries, you need to compete to make 100K or above that. So even if you're being most women are in nursing, but they make about $60,000 to $70,000, maybe $80,000. Okay. If you want to compete, guess what? You're going to go back and become a nurse practitioner. So guess what? That's going to take more classes for you to do. That's going to take more character is building. Now you got to be a little bit more assertive because you're asserting yourself. Now you got to be a little bit more non-agreeable because it's like, nah, forget about what everyone else is doing. I know what I'm doing. So you're building your character as the time continues. On your growth, you're building character. I'm just saying that the character that it takes to make a lot of money like that usually are masculine characteristic traits when it's not a woman just getting fast money from sexualizing herself. And masculine men, we're not attracted to ourselves. We want a feminine woman. And usually feminine women, they're a little bit more docile, a little bit more agreeable. So the feminine women usually, in most cases, there's always exceptions to the rule, but usually those aren't the boss babes out there, the career woman that's out there really going to get the bag to make like that much money. So, yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let's get to the super chats because they piling up, and we got the big ballers in here. We got Jose Rodriguez sends in $5. My man, you are part of the membership too. Appreciate you, bro. We got William Ray sends in $10. Ladies, would you rather be in the woods alone with a man or a bear? That's a good one. Oh my
God.
Would you rather be alone with a man or a bear?
Yeah. Good question. Let's start with you. Yeah, so I'll just repeat it real quick so everyone hears it. Ladies, would you rather be in the woods alone with a man or with a bear?
I would say a man, but my answer is only because I'm bigger than the average girl. I'm 5'9", 200 pounds. So I feel like if a man tried to attack me, I could probably take him versus a bear, I can't. But that's the only reason. If I was like 5'4", I would probably say a bear. Honestly.
I'm 5'4".
I'm sorry.
I think I'm going to go with the man regardless because
I'm shorter than that.
if I'm getting attacked from either way, I'm not going to survive. So I'm going to take the chance with the man that he's going to protect me rather than just die by the bear because I'm going to die by the bear anyway. So if the man ends up being bad and killing me, it's going to happen anyway by the bear. So I might as well take the 50-50 shot.
What about you?
I'd rather be alone, but if I had to choose, I'll do a man. Just because, like she said, I could potentially do something, hurt his balls or something.
Yeah, if it gets to that point.
If it gets to that
What about you?
Yeah, because you can't outrun a bear. I could outrun a man.
It don't make sense.
So, yeah. The man.
What about you?
Definitely the man. Yeah.
What about you?
The man, I'll talk him out of it.
Okay. Now, it's funny when this question is asked, right, ladies? It says that would you rather be in the woods alone with a man or a bear? You all chose man. Mm-hmm. It's a good answer. But the reason for why you chose man is because you looked at it from a very disdain way. You thought that, well, the man is a predator just like the bear is a predator. So I would say that kind of changed the way you view men, because then you would, it's like the answer wouldn't have been like, well, I can outrun a man. Well, if I'm bigger than most men, it would have been, I'll choose a man because a man can protect me.
Well, she said that.
But
She
there
said
was no
possibly the man
there was
could
no
protect
danger
her.
in the question. So what are we being protected from?
Here's what I'm saying. You instilled danger by saying that you can outrun a man, by saying that you can beat a man. You instilled the danger. So this is what I'm saying. Right. The fact that this is a trick question, it's a good question, but I'm saying that you're looking at the man in a very disdained way, and you instilled the danger yourself.
I'm instilling danger from the bear and the man.
I agree with the perspective.
And guess what? You know what?
You just said to use discernment, and unfortunately, as a woman, a lot of times when you're in these type of positions with men by yourself, and you are left vulnerable, it usually doesn't end up too good for us. Not necessarily that we're always physically attacked. It could be emotionally. It could be condescending. All these different things that have negative side effects. So I do understand that perspective. That it sucks that we have this negative aspect of men, especially someone like me who loves my dad, and I'm like a daddy's girl. I don't view all men like that. I would hope a woman would choose my dad over a bear, but at the same time, we don't know, right? We have no way to find out if this man is pure or not. So based off of that 50-50, we have to protect ourselves. You know?
I understand that, and all I'm saying is this. It's very simple. I understand that you have to, protect yourself. Think about it. Let's peel back the layer and get to the root. The root cause. The root cause. The reason why you think and you feel that you have to protect yourself is because you've experienced before you think something, you were influenced to think away. So what influences you? Your experiences and your five senses: seeing, touching, hearing, tasting, and smelling. Maybe you heard your mother say something bad about a man. Maybe you watched something and something was bad about a man. So you were influenced to have this disdain view of a man based off of what you haven't maybe even experienced. So I'm saying that if we peel back all the layers, it's just funny how the woman would get so defensive and say, well, if I'm in the woods, I'm going to choose the man, but even though I'm gonna be running, maybe I can outrun him. Maybe I can outfight him.
He's a stranger.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying that I'm giving you the reason why you've even chose those answers.
I
That's
chose
why.
that answer because I've been in a situation where
your
I've had a stranger be provocative and vulgar and crude with me in a public setting, more or less in a private setting like the woods where it's just me and them.
Like, why are you
so again, back to your point about using discernment and making sure I don't put myself in that position, why would I chance it?
No, I think it's a good choice. I think y'all all made the best choice. But remember when we spoke about this, all is going to cycle back together of what we're speaking about. Because remember when we spoke about how when a woman experiences adversities and trauma, I said that she doesn't overcome it. It just makes her more masculine. She's a little bit more cautious. She's a little bit more non-agreeable. She's a little bit more dominant. And guess what? All of you ladies everyone's above 30 or higher 20s. You've all experienced life and stuff like that. So when you go through things, it's hard to overcome it. We've proven it right here within the reason why you chose the man. Choosing the man was the right answer.
What would you choose?
Reason, what'd you say?
What would you choose and why?
I mean, any human being, the right answer would be to be in the woods with another human being. You don't want to be in there with a bear.
What about you, Pastor?
But I also agree
I'm not looking at it negative.
Okay.
You would be cautious though with your approach.
You would be cautious.
You would not walk up to him like, "Yo."
No.
What up, buddy?
No one's saying that I wouldn't be cautious. No one's saying that. It's about how I view the man.
Men get emotional. They act out aggressively versus women just yelling.
Yes.
So I feel like that is also part of the reason why we think in that way with men. Because if it goes wrong with him, if it's another girl, I'm going to just yell at her. But if a guy gets mad, it's like, oh, shit. Let me I don't know what's going to happen. He might flip off. I don't know. It's the same
But if
type
that's
of
the
concept.
case, then women, y'all wouldn't be putting y'all hands on a man. Y'all all said in here, if that's the case and that is true, you wouldn't have put your hands on a man because because you know the damage and the carnal nature that a man can bring upon you.
Even in
so,
defense.
if that is true,
the guy I was dealing with.
I think that's
But
different.
listen,
The guy I was dealing with.
checkmate.
So I knew
It's checkmate because the circumstances, the woods.
I knew I could smack him.
That's the
With a touch.
circumstance.
No,
You can't
let's
take
put it
that
together,
out
ladies.
of it. The circumstances, the
Ladies,
woods.
let's put it together. Let's put it together. I'm just using your worldview and your logic back on you. I granted all of you the right choice is the man. I'm not disputing that. You said the right thing. Y'all getting defensive for the wrong reasons.
We're not defensive.
Okay, cool. So all I'm saying is, The reason why you chose the man, y'all gave y'all reasons. I just am acknowledging all the reasons was because y'all look at a man disdain way. Y'all look at the man as a predator, the lesser of the evil. Yes. Then you ask me, I wouldn't be looking at another man as the lesser of the evil of a bear. The bear is eagle. The man is a man. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I have Jose Rodriguez, sends in $10. Appreciate the support, man. Ladies, what is one thing you can change in your life and experience to attract a high quality man? And what would you do to keep them? Cooley. Bye, bro. Great. Cooley, by the way, bro. Great content. Much respect. Appreciate the support, man. So, first question, I guess we can start over here with you.
Something I could change about myself. I feel like there's a lot of things I could change about myself, but maybe to not take criticism so personal.
Fair enough. What about you?
Honestly, I think I need to
Wait.
Okay.
It says to attract a high value man, right?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Something that you can change in your life and experience to attract a high quality man. So you said what?
To not take things so personal. So when he's trying to correct me, I would listen, take it in, and not.
Okay, be a little bit more able to follow the man's lead and a little bit more agreeable.
Right.
Okay, fair enough. I guess that's good. But it's talking about attract. I'll leave you with that because that's more so in a relationship. So yeah, no, actually, let's switch up. Give me another answer. What would you do to attract them? Because that's what you would do to retain him.
I could lose 30 pounds.
Okay,
No.
lose 30 pounds to attract them. Fair enough. Good answer. What about?
No, because you have some men that like thicker women, so no, you can't say that either. No,
Well,
there are high value men that like thicker women.
Well,
usually like
yeah.
kind of fit.
Well, then
They like the model type.
Appearance, though. I think it's just based on appearance.
Parents.
Like,
But, and that's
like
my
that's
thing.
what-
So then, like we were talking about earlier, so then that jumps into me being a more muscular woman. Then, not many men are into that. But I will say this: I think I've probably attracted more high value men than I have men that are just like no good. What I probably would change, like maybe about myself, honestly, I guess the way I dress, maybe.
Okay, the way you dress.
Yeah, because I do attract high value men. I actually do. I've dated men that were making like literally in the millions.
So my question is, if you attracted those men, why couldn't you retain them?
The reason why I couldn't retain because we just didn't. I guess I don't.
Men give the key to relationships. You give the key to sex. So if you attracted them, right? It's incumbent upon you to retain that man after you gave sex. Those millionaires, men and stuff like that, did you give sex?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you granted access sex and they didn't grant access relationship, that means that you didn't qualify for a relationship.
No.
I'll explain why.
No,
I'll explain real quick. And then correct me if you have a point of contention.
you gotta switch that
I'll
around.
make it make sense to
go
you.
Ahead.
For example, let's change it.
Okay.
You grant access to sex. If you're talking to a man and, put it like, it's very simple. You got guys in your friend zone that you've never had sex with.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you've never had sex with them. Because they don't qualify for sexual relationships with you. They lack in a multitude of different areas. So they only qualify for the regular little friendship stuff. I'm telling you, and all women need to know this, that if you attract a man and you give up sex and you don't get a relationship from him, you didn't qualify for a relationship with him. Just like those guys in your friend zone don't qualify for sex. Well, if you gave up your cookie, you don't qualify for a relationship if he didn't grant it.
But that's the thing, though. I don't jump into having sex with someone right away.
Totally fine. It doesn't matter how long you wait.
Okay.
You could wait. You could have sex the first day. You could have sex
90
a
days.
year from now. It's all about adding value outside of sex, like we spoke about. You want to be an asset instead of a liability to that man. So also you got to have discernment, because sometimes you could just be sleeping with men and that's all they want from you. They ain't want nothing else from you anyway. So that means that you granted access sex to the wrong man.
But that's where communication jumps in, because this is one thing I always make sure when I am getting to know someone. I want to know their intentions. If you just want to have sex, okay, cool. Okay, we'll have sex, whatever, but if you're looking for a relationship, okay, cool, then we go from there. So that's where, but for me, like, I never just, again, I don't just go and have sex with someone. I want to get to know.
I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just talking about the attraction versus the retaining and how a woman can attract. So his question was, what qualities would you change about yourself to attract a high quality man? So that's something different than retain a man, because you've expressed that, well, I've attracted millionaires. I attracted high quality men. Then my question that was besides what he talked about, I said, okay, since you attracted them, did you retain them after you gave a box?
Okay. I'm going to go back to what she was saying.
Yeah.
I can be very, a little bit, before I was a little more dominant. I don't like to be told. I didn't like to be told what to do. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that's something that I've actually have taken accountability for, and I've started to work on, because at the end of the day, I want a man that's alpha. Like, I want an alpha male. Like, I still love that feeling of being
soft
submissive.
And,
I love it.
Yeah.
I want to be submissive to a man, but that also comes down to him as well.
A good leader.
And yes, because nowadays it's like, it's kind of hard to find a man that
is a good leader,
that has those qualities.
Look what you said. Find. It's hard to find because there's not many.
Yeah, there isn't many.
There isn't many.
There isn't.
So
You have to qualify for them.
Well, the thing is, the
there's not
pool is
many men
different.
like
I'll just
that,
give you some statistics. This is what, ladies, y'all got to deal with. Here's some facts real quick. Since the beginning of time, only 40% of men procreated, but 90% of women procreated. So this tells you that most of y'all sister wives and don't even know it. So most of y'all are sleeping with the same men.
That's facts, though.
Women like to say that men are more sexually active than women. That's a lie, especially in the modern day times.
Women are way more.
Only a small group of men are having sex with most women. And those are the men that are attractive to most women. Those are the higher quality men. So guess what? Here's how it goes. Real quick, I'll break it down for you.
Yeah, go ahead. So I want to get my input on that one. Go ahead.
Yep.
Sorry.
So competence leads to accomplishments, which then leads to confidence. And when you have that confidence, you have options. When you have options, you have an abundance mindset. When you have an abundance mindset, you have the ability to be intolerant of female inadequacies. So men have to work on this. Women don't operate like that. You're born with your sexual value. So you don't have to be competent. You don't have to accomplish anything. You don't have to do anything like that. And a man would still wife up a chick that's working at McDonald's, because we don't look for that from you. So on the opposite end, it doesn't work like that with a man. We have to accomplish some things and gain that genuine confidence to have some options and have the ability to say, I'm not going to date this stripper. I'm not going to date this promiscuous woman. I'm not going to date this woman that's has all this baggage and is going to put it all on me. You know why? Is because I have options. You get what I'm saying? Most men tend to just settle with things. Now, when it comes on the flip side of women, so that's the type of men that you want. You want the men that built up the competence, the accomplishments, and got that genuine confidence. But guess what? I'm telling you, they got options. And usually, you're not the first option. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.